Let's go up this Hey, Kevin Turner. My day is great. Every day I wake up feeling good for the most part. I know I get to just get up, go about my stress-free day, get my exercise in, and say hello to many people every day. And if that's as good as it gets, I'm not complaining. But nice to see you, Mr. Kevin Turner. Hey, Saturn, hello. Saturn or Saturnino Calaguan. I might not be saying it right, but Mayung Buntag. Mayung Buntag.
The university town of Dumaguete has long been a beacon of education, culture, and peace.
Hey, good morning, Master Fortune. Maayong buntag. It's a beautiful sunny day in the Philippines, although it's rain season. Not much rain lately. I'm not complaining. But I know we need rain once in a while. But I'm good. Hope you won't encounter that guy earlier. You know me. I don't worry about encountering anybody. I always joke, Fortune, I guess people that are trolls, they need friends too. They don't bother me. Sometimes I'll challenge them back. I don't care. Everybody's tough when they're online. Everybody's tough when they're on social media, behind the keyboard, locked in the basement somewhere probably. 6 days of no rain for us after 3 weeks straight. Yeah, it's like a lot of those typhoons seem like they've been going north. Which again, you hate to see anybody be in the path of a typhoon, but yeah, been fortunate around here in Dumaguete, that's for sure. But yeah, happy, what do we got? Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday. Sometimes I almost forget the day of the week. You just don't really think about it, honestly. Every day feels like kind of like a Friday. But yeah, when you're retired, I guess it's definitely stress-free. I just enjoy being out, walking, embracing the culture. Anybody knows me knows how much I enjoy this. Saying hello, meeting people. Hey, Roy Camacho. I always got to say, Hector Macho Camacho. If you can fight like him, which I wouldn't put it past you, yeah, you're a legend. Hector Macho Camacho. But thank you for being here, Roy. If I can't make it all night, I listen to you when I'm cutting the grass the next day. Kevin, that's awesome. I appreciate you even doing that. That's good that you don't fall asleep listening to me while you're cutting the grass. Keeps you awake. I'm sure if you'd start dozing off cutting the grass, I'm sure you'd have a very entertaining lawn. Thanks to falling asleep by Castaway Drift. Yep, Hector Camacho, Saturn in or no, Kagalawan says hi. Welcome again, happy Tuesday. People always say, is it hot? I mean, yeah, it's hot, it's not cold. I don't mind it though. Actually, yesterday it was hot, but the humidity was didn't seem high, but like I say to people, maybe I'm just getting used to it. But when it rains and then a little bit and then the sun comes out, oh yeah, the humidity goes through the roof until it dries up. But yesterday was a nice day. Accomplished a lot, exercisely. Yesterday was gym day for me in the morning, using the weights and stuff, and then obviously I go walking every day. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a live stream today. Tuesdays, middle of the week. This is Monday night for people, Eastern Standard Time. So I figured, I might just do one for an hour. Just felt like sharing, out and about, doing my thing. Where do you do the gym? Yeah, right at the Marina Spatial, where the condos are. They have a gym there. Fortune, and they have a swimming pool. I don't go in the pool much. I'm not a fan of chlorine, so although it doesn't, I'll be honest with you, I've never noticed the odor of the chlorine being that strong. So maybe I don't know, maybe they don't use a lot or there's something different. I know a lot of people in the US started doing those, I don't know what the technical name for it, I just say partial saltwater pools or something where you're not using chlorine, for people who aren't interested in chemicals absorbing into your skin. So yeah, I'd rather swim the ocean. Salt water heals you anyway. But yeah, still a lot going on this week in Dumaguete. It's like, their Founders Day, Founders Week stuff going on. I know the Miss Silliman pageant is later this afternoon. I won't be going. I was considering it if I could do a live stream in there. I thought that would have been cool, but for whatever reason on the campus of Silliman, Smart Globe, it don't work. It's not very good. Wonder why your trikes in Duma don't have back seats. You mean like in the very back? Yeah, they're not seats. I've just seen people, if they're, not all of them have that back little, it's like, people put food, rice, something gets stored if they're buying something. But I actually like the trikes here better than Bacolod. Bacolids were really small. I mean, they didn't have anything like that. I guess it's just different. Maybe, it's just weird. I would have thought a bigger city would have big trikes to fit more people, but only have those ones that can, honestly, it's good for like two little Filipinas that can fit in it. It's like a baby carriage. I'm not even comfortable sitting in a trike in Bacolod by myself, and I'm not the tallest person in the world. I mean, I'm taller than the average person here, but I mean, think of the guy that's over 6 foot tall getting in a trike, which most people, they just use the bus, like whatever the There's the Jeepney, which is non-aircon, and then you have the Jeepney that is aircon. That's a lot better. It's bigger, more space, head space, room. It's just not, you're like stuffed in a sardine can when you're in a Jeepney. Like your neck, you're hunched over. That can happen in a tricycle sometimes, depending on where you're sitting in it. But the trikes in Duma are bigger, but no back seats. If they have back seats, then it can transport 5. Well, yeah, Fortune, they can put in 1, 2, 4, 6, sometimes 7, because they sit on the side, on the back of the bike, depending on how much room you take. Usually, I sit on the bike side, on the seat, because I have my legs can hang off, and I usually have more. Well, that's not like this one here. Like, you can sit on the back seat. He thought I wanted to ride. I was pointing at the back of the seat. Sometimes that's the most comfortable for me, is sitting on the actual motorcycle that's connected to the tricycle. They'll fit you wherever you can. If they can fit 7 on a trike, they will. But when I'm on it, I think it's 6 total. Hello, Lowell, I see you. If you're 6'6", DJ, what did I miss? Oh, DJ Kirby Puckett's here. Says, I'm almost 6 foot, so the trikes would be interesting to watch me. Yeah, they probably have to cut the roof off for you. Yeah, your neck, unless you're in like the back seat, like, well, the front seat, like, but sitting with your, you're facing towards the front window. That's like the most comfortable seat that is in the back. But yeah, well, you got, my gosh, you're 6'6", dude. Like, your legs are much longer than mine. And I have a problem. I'm barely 6 foot. I mean, I've been always like 5'11" and 3/4. I don't think I ever actually hit 6 foot exactly. But you definitely would have to do it. Kirby Puckett, just laugh. It is very, very crammed up, tight. Just hang my head out the side. Well, you would have to do that. Like I said, sometimes when I'm sitting on the back of the motorbike, some of the roofs on these things are very low. Some of them are extended a little higher. So I try to, when I go to the terminal where they have trikes lined up going to specific locations within Dumaguete, outside of Dumaguete, and you only ever pay 20 pesos when you go to a terminal. They wait till they fill it up. It's like a little bus terminal, but it's a trike terminal at the public market. So if I know I'm going to, say, Banilad, I tell them, hey, I need to go to, say, Santa Monica Highway in Banilad. They'll point to the trike that is going in that direction. They wait until it fills up, say 6 people. Everybody pays 20 pesos. Philippine pesos, no matter how. I mean, they go pretty far. But that's kind of how they do that. They wait until it fills up. Most of the time, you don't really have to wait that long until it fills up, because it's right at the public market, which is smart. People are going in there, buying stuff. Then they're leaving to take their stuff home. So, hey, Mayung Buntag, how are you, my friend? You're good? What is it, like Founders Day week? No? Yeah. They're celebrating in Silliman. Yeah. I go there and eat the food. But everything's good? You're working hard? Oh, that's right. You're still here. Is that the time you were on, wait. You were on the live stream. Yeah. And you said you would get me ice cream or something. Was that you? Oh, somebody else they said, Sir Michael, come to Panda. I'll buy you ice cream. I don't normally sugar ice cream. I was thinking it was you. I didn't know if you were on the channel or not. I couldn't remember. All right, Amping, take care, my friend. Silliman is celebrating 125 years on the 28th. week long. Yeah, still no school. I was under the impression they were going back to school because I had asked the guards, but maybe they were just confused. They were off Friday, and then they said they're off Monday, and then returned to school on um, Tuesday. But today's Tuesday, and then I don't see any students, not like going to and from class. And then I asked them again, I'm like, no school today? They're like, no. I'm like, okay. But yeah, they're having the Miss Silliman pageant tonight. But yeah, it's Tuesday, 11:33 a.m. I mean, it's busy, as you can see through here. Like, we're close to Silliman, but I know most people, when they see that, they're like, oh my gosh, so much traffic, chaotic. It's nothing. I like seeing it. I mean, I definitely prefer being here, probably compared to a bigger city, but it doesn't bother me. I'll probably make a right and then make a left and go towards the ocean, up and around. But yeah, it's hot. At least 85 or higher. It's probably in the 90s. But that's like I always tell people, if you're not a hot weather person, you're probably not going to be happy here. Unless you're just sitting in the aircon all day, which I don't know why you'd come here to sit in the aircon all day, but I guess you got to do what you got to do. Maybe some people have health issues which require them to sit in aircon. I don't know. Duma is perfect for you, Mike. It's small city full of gentle people. That is for sure. Hunt Bar says tuition at Silliman University is on average 100,000 per year. Very expensive. I guess that would be 100,000 Philippine pesos. I know it's considered expensive, but I'm assuming that's pesos because that would be one heck of a university if you're paying 100,000 a year USD. Yeah, I don't think it's in dollars. That's crazy. Any door dashes there? Return to the source. We have a thing called Grab. 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 So that's their version of DoorDash or Grubhub or whatever you call it. So yeah, they do have that here. It's called Grab. Grab. Most of them deliver on motorbikes. If I see one, I'll tell you because they usually kind of either have like a, I don't know, like one of those temperature controlling bags on the back or front of their bike. I've gotten DoorDash, Grab on occasion. I think I see one right here. This is perfect. You'll see him in the green t-shirt, the motorbike. Has the green t-shirt right here, Grab, right there. See, that's Grab, and then he has the bag. So yeah, that's how you can get food. Some people, every day at my apartment, you see people ordering out food every day. Grab showing up all the time. That's probably a very good job, very secure job security, Grab, because there's plenty of people here, whether you're a foreigner or a local, ordering Grab all the time. But nice to see you, Lo. I did see you. 100,000 US dollars? Are you sure about that, Hunt Bar? I mean, that's like really expensive if that's true. But 100,000 pesos sounds right, but USD, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got no more than me. That just sounds crazy because 100,000 US in USD is, I mean, hell, I don't know off the top of my head what that's in Philippine pesos, but I don't know if anybody would be going to that school for 100,000 US dollars. I don't think there'd even be a school there. I don't know how. I mean, you'd have to be rich. I mean, there's top colleges in America. I don't think they even spend $100,000 Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big advocate for college anyway. I won't get into why I don't think it's legit, but one thing that they do is they take your money. They guarantee you debt, and they don't guarantee you a job. That's for sure. But that's crazy. $100,000 a year. I don't know, Hunt Bar. I just think that's insane. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna find a student at Hunt Bar. That's gonna be my. It might be difficult to find a student today, but I know students that go there, and I'm gonna ask them what they pay a year. And if I can get them on the live stream, that would be even better yet. But I'm gonna find that out personally from a student, how much they pay per year, and maybe they can even break it down. You know, because room and board, there's a lot of students that live on campus. Not all of them, but some of them do. They live on the campus. Michael Hunter is here. Hello, Michael Hunter. This is my piece right here. Let me go back. What I mean? Art Park, I see you. How's the walk today? Of course, it's beautiful and amazing. I wasn't even going to do a stream today, but you know me. I am Mr. Random. It's the way I like it. I just like kind of letting my mood dictate it. Although I do prefer doing live streams on the weekends. That's just better, I think, for everybody. Eastern Standard Time, you know, maybe they don't work on the weekends. They can stay up later. And I don't like cutting into people's sleep because I'm a very disciplined and a strong advocate for getting quality sleep day to day. I know people say, if I can do 5 hours or whatever. You're not helping yourself with 5 hours, but to each his own. But I'm a big person that likes to support people getting sleep, and I to sacrifice it for me. So doing a live stream on a Tuesday is normally not my thing anymore, but my grass is blue. You're exactly right. I need to go fishing. But you know what's crazy? Although you do see people get their fishing rod here and they'll fish, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody actually catch one on the rod. I just wasn't right. You know, I wasn't there at the right time. You do see the people with the fishing nets. I see more, you know, out on the little bonka boat on the fishing net. But my grass is blue. I agree with you. And the wind is blowing, so hopefully it doesn't screw up the sound. But good comment. My grass is blue, and welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. My name's Michael. If you're new from the United States, if it's not obvious, living here abroad in the Philippines, Dumaguete specifically. Been here 2 years. One of these days I'll actually get an accurate amount of time I've been here, but came here in July 2024. Never been here ever before. Just did it. Bought a ticket and just said, I'm living life. I want to explore. I want to see other parts of the world, and that's what I did. But the breeze does feel good, but hopefully you can hear me. Normally if the wind's blowing in my face, which it is, you can hear me better. But yeah, July 2024, I was here, only supposed to stay for 2 months. It ended up turning into March of 2025. By that time, I realized, you know what? I like it here. I actually love it here. And I could do it on a more of a full-time basis, home away from home. And went back to the U.S. from March 17th until June something. And then recently went back June, what was it, June 8th until July 9th. So I've been home twice. My grass is blue. I've been in the Philippines. My wife is Filipino. That's awesome, and thank you for being here, my grass. Essentia says, your Viking blood is stirring. I have Viking blood? Maybe. I don't know. I consider myself a mutt. A mutt, because I have many, many different nationalities in me through my ancestors all over the place. German, Irish, Bohemian, like Czechoslovakian, even Swedish in me, even maybe Italian. Like I have a bunch in me. When we've discussed that with my family, it's always entertaining. Like whoever did the family tree research history stuff, yeah, I have a lot in me. Blonde hair, blue-eyed guy, that's me. But yeah, the water, you see someone swimming right there or just chilling. A lot of times they're out there getting those, I should know what they are and now, it escapes me. It's the little round thing with little spikes on them. And they get the, I don't know, looks like juice, liquid out of them. My brain is not working right now, but white is the new blonde, apparently. That's true. You see people of the younger generation are dyeing their hair gray. Gray or white. I like the color gray. I'm lucky. I only have a little bit of gray right now. Just a little bit. Tiny, tiny smidge, like right here. That's it. That's okay. Hopefully I'm aging like fine wine. I don't know. All I know is physically I feel great. I wouldn't be doing this. Out walking every day. Gru says you're talking about, see, thank you very much, Gru 9054. I always like it when people drop, I mean, I remembered that, but I couldn't remember. Sea urchins, thank you. You always see them going in here in the water at random places. Then they get out of the water, usually here with a bag full of urchins, cutting them, cracking them open, whatever, and filling little glass bottles of, it's kind of almost not watery. It's kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't say slimy, but I've never tried sea urchin juice or whatever. Apparently the Philippine people love it. I've never tried that either. Between that and balut, I haven't tried it. My Toyota is dark gray. Yeah, it's one of my Neo. You know what? I get vanilla ice a lot. The glasses and the hat, for sure. I've been called worse, so I do vanilla ice. That works. I've had vanilla ice, Woody Harrell, all sorts of people. FBI informant, all sorts of crap. Yeah, that works. Can't say I've ever had a one-hit wonder like Vanilla Ice with Ice Ice Baby, but hey, it worked. It worked back in the day. Miyawara says nice. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm gonna go more towards the city again. I can only do so much here, like streaming at the water. It is beautiful, but the breeze, although it feels great to me, it gets windy for you guys and you can't hear. Last Supper BBL, if you're still broadcasting. Oh, Wally Bear. Hello, Wally Bear. Nice to see you. Hunt Bar says 100,000 Philippine pesos equals 1,620 US dollars per year. That would even be more impossible to charge private tuition at only 1620 per year. Hunt Bar, I'm definitely going to look into that. If I were, and I'm not a betting man, but if I were a betting man, I definitely would say it's 100,000 USD a year for a school here in the Philippines. Whew, man, I don't know. But I'm going to find that out. You know what? That's the bet. That just gave me something to do, and I don't know when I'm going to run into it. I do have friends that are students also. I have to see when I run into them. But I do have many, many friends here, and I never asked that question. What is the tuition at Silliman? And Mark Jefferson is here. Is there a beach nearby, Mike? Yeah, there are. For me personally, the nicest, closest one would be in Darwin. But I'm sure there's other ones like Bakong, like ones that I'm not familiar with, more private, not touristy like. And it depends on how you define a beach. I mean, if you require white powder sand, as soft as can be under your feet and all that, then you're gonna have to kind of spread out and go certain places. Now, if you're just all about the ocean and somewhat cooler water and stuff like that, and you can just simply go to Pura Vida and Dallin, which there's free diving stuff that goes on there. Now, the sand's not like rocks, but it's not white powdered sand. Good enough for me, but that's why I say everybody's different. All right, I got to get around this trash truck because it doesn't smell too good. That's not one of the best things anywhere in the world when it's hot to be following the trash truck, because you know how that odor is not good. And it kind of sticks in the air when it's hot. But yeah, there's beaches nearby. Fernando Contreras, I see you. Candy Mexicano, you love Mexican food. And you know me all too well, Fernando. Mexican is my favorite food. But I have a lot of favorite cuisines. But if I had to pick one, yes, Mexican is my favorite. Definitely Mexican. But then everything else is a very, very close second. It's probably more like 1A, 1B, 1C. They're all in a tie. YH something says okay. Michael Brogan's white is the new blonde. Okay, I think I kind of... Wally Barrett said he heard the wind. Oh, we got Bruce from Jacksonville, Florida. I lived in Florida for 2 years. Born and raised in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I always say Altoona because not like everybody's ever heard of Altoona, but believe it or not, when I've done live streams and then people would ask me, where in Pennsylvania were you born or from? I'd say Altoona, and they'd be like, oh, I'm from Altoona or nearby it. That's always kind of wild. But yeah, I lived in Florida for 2 years. My preferential choice of living, prefer that, lived in Stewart and Palm City, Florida while I was working. But I always tell people, if I was still living in the US right now, I'd still be working, because I can't afford to even have the lifestyle that I can have there without, I'd have to work. That's just a fact. So yeah, that definitely weighed into my decision to come here. But my focus, honestly, from the very beginning is wasn't even thinking about being here at this time in my life. When I was looking, I was like, I just want to know tropical island-like places, locations in the world that are just warm, hot all year round, ocean, waterfalls to visit, hiking, just nature-related stuff, which I haven't even done as much of that yet. Slowly but surely I am. And then when you learn about the cost of living and all that stuff, yeah, that's icing on the cake, I guess. Mora Aurora says, hello, good afternoon. Fortune said, but international schools here, yes, 100,000, but not Silliman. I'm doing good, Amora Aurora. At that price, 1,600, I would be happily selling my 9 children to get private religious education in Silliman. 4 years of Silliman for a BA degree, and yeah, that would be great. Love audio production. Hello, 4:50 a.m. in the UK. You're up early or up late, one or the other. Nice to see you. Love audio production. And I just remember people, now they didn't tell me the exact cost of Silliman, but they just said, yeah, such and such, my son, and I have one of the managers at But First Coffee, her son goes to Silliman nursing school. And they always talk about how much less expensive it is here for someone to go to nursing school, something within the medical. And then if they have the opportunity to go live in, say, America and work there, school was so much cheaper here, and then they can go there and work, make good money. Then figure out what they want to do with their future. Work a lot there and then save money and come back to the Philippines. But that's kind of what they talked about, how they can get a good nursing degree here, much less expensive than America. And then if they're fortunate enough to be able to go to the US and work in a hospital, yeah, that's win-win. I've heard them say that before. Amora Aurora, like, sub, done. Thank you. We're doing good though. I need to walk more. I'm just trying to, me. It's not easy walking and talking. My Grass is Blue said, gave a thumbs up, like. That's awesome. I appreciate that, My Grass is Blue. And if you want to, you could even take it a step further and you could subscribe to the channel. I'm not twisting your arm or anything like that, but I'd appreciate it. We have a good community here. Tuesday, like right now, probably not the busiest time for me. Weekends are usually really good, but sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes I get blessed and there's so many people on here, I really can't keep up. But walking and doing the live stream is kind of like my thing, and I enjoy it. I can kill two birds with one stone, walking and talking, and show you Dumaguete. Or any other time if I go off somewhere off the beaten path and you can actually get a signal, you'll see that too. We're just on a hike in Nahan Dig Peak a few days ago over the weekend with my good friend David. We were at Nahan Dig Peak, and that is in Zamboanguita, Philippines, which is kind of just beyond Darwin. Very beautiful, awesome hike, 3,200 something feet. Let's just say 3,300 feet. You hike up the mountain if you can do stuff and you're physically active. It's a great workout. And then when you get to the top, you're rewarded with a beautiful view. It was a lot of fun. So you get to enjoy the mental and physical perks of exercising, and then it's kind of like the gold at the end of the rainbow when you get to the top. Carmine Moco said, oh, cool, another person from Italy. I love when I get people from Italy. There's only one other person that I know specifically that has come to my channel from Italy. Goes by Ruby Red. She goes by Ruby Red. So welcome, Carmine DeMarco. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but welcome from Italy. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. And then we got, I'm gonna say Jasmine from Croatia. I love it when people say hello and say where they're from. I just think that is so humbling, and I'm blessed when I get people who watch my stream from all over the place, and I'm in the Philippines. It's humbling. It's very, very humbling. The connections I make with people all over the world would never happen if I was not here in the Philippines and not having a YouTube channel. So Carmine DeMarco, that's awesome. I love that. I hope you continue to come back and always say where you're from, because other people might be here from Italy, or you don't know, you might, have that connection. That is so cool. I love that. So you're Italy number 2 that I know of that has said where they're from. Jasmine from Croatia, that's great. Marky Mark, love that name. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I get called Vanilla Ice. But you're from Florida. See, that's where I lived for 2 years, only 2 years. Loved it, and that's where I'd rather be, Florida. But I won't show them. I'm gonna let you guys see what I see. I know you guys get sick of my face, and I always say that, and sometimes I just forget. But thank you for being here, Marky Mark. What part of Florida? I lived on the East Coast. I have cousins that live on the Gulf side, like Tampa side. I like Tampa. The water is just too calm for me. It's like a lake. But I used to go to Clearwater, but I prefer the East Coast, the rough waters, snorkeling, just being in the ocean. But let me see. Zelda says, yay, blessed. Thank you for being here, Zelda. Sweet Caroline, I see you. Every time I read your name, Sweet Caroline, I think of my niece. Her name's Caroline. I think of my niece back home in Pennsylvania. But yeah, her name's Caroline. We'd call her Sweet Caroline, actually. Marky Mark says, oh, okay, here you go. Oh, you're in Fort Myers, but you're from Johnstown, PA. See, you're close to where I live. I was born in Altoona, which I'm sure you know Altoona. I would go to Johnstown. Hell, I'd go to the minor league hockey team. I'd see the Johnstown Chiefs playing hockey. I went to many concerts and stuff. Wasn't it called the War Memorial in Johnstown? That building, like the arena-like place. I think it was called War Memorial. I love how I remember stuff. I'm pretty sure it was called the War Memorial in Johnstown. I actually wrecked my car once I went to a Johnstown Chiefs game because obviously they play in the winter, and going from Altoona to Johnstown, we hit some freezing rain after, it's either a concert or a hockey game, but we hit freezing rain, black ice actually. I lost control of the car and kind of went off to the side of the road, didn't hit another car, but there was a drainage off the side of the road that kind of was raised up. It wasn't flush with the pavement and kind of screwed up the axle on the, I think it was the left side of the car. I'll never forget that either. But that is, see, that's why I always say it's so cool when people say their city, it's like a small world. Gino's here. Good morning, my brother from another. Sweet Caroline, I did see the star now that you sent. Thank you so much. Marky Mark's like, yes, the War Memorial. See, that's another good thing. You know, I always tell people I walk a lot, not only for the physical benefits, and normally I walk a lot faster. Some might even think I walk fast now, but no. Walking, exercise, breathing, well, it's hard to do when you're talking, but breathe through your nose, out through your mouth. Physical exercise activity, it doesn't just benefit you physically, it benefits your brain, mentally, along with diet and everything else. But I love remembering stuff. I mean, although sea urchins earlier escaped my brain, but you know, we all have brain farts once in a while. But yeah, something like War Memorial. I haven't been in Altoona for a very long time. I left Altoona after I graduated high school. And yeah, that wasn't like 2 years ago. But yeah, I remember the War Memorial like it was yesterday. Saw many awesome concerts in War Memorial. Bon Jovi, Ozzy Osbourne, Van Halen, which was Van Hagar, Sammy Hagar. So it wasn't really Eddie or David Lee Roth. That would have been when Sammy Hagar came, but it was still good. I'd say probably the best one I saw, honestly, it was like Bon Jovi's first original tour. It was like his first album, or I think 7,800 Degrees Fahrenheit was coming out. But I can say that I saw Bon Jovi back in the day. And you always gotta be cautious of people. Like I said, people wonder why, Michael, do you walk in the street? Because mostly everything parks on the sidewalks. Like you can see even ahead, like I have to go in the street. I mean, yeah, I could sneak in through there, but no. I'm gonna walk wherever the path of least resistance. And here in the Dumaguete, like everybody's very, in my experience, pedestrian friendly. Somebody else might say they had a bad experience, but I don't. Go with the flow. And I got this bus. I don't know if I should, yeah, I'm gonna let him go. Well, you have to remember, when I saw Bon Jovi, I was young, dude. Like, that was a long time ago, Mr. Sean Mack, chick band. I wouldn't call Bon Jovi a chick band. Maybe a hair band, yes. The hair band back in the day when their hair was all poofy. And probably using a lot of whatever the aerosol can hairspray they were using in their hair back in the day. I can't honestly say I remember what the brand of that was, but yeah. I know, Sean, it's funny. But it's kind of cool, though, when, like I said, that was when he just started. You know, and I can always say I saw him in the very beginning. I honestly preferred his older stuff than his newer stuff. I think after Living on a Prayer and all that stuff, I kind of lost interest. I kind of like the more rock. He kind of got a little mellow. Who else did I see? Well, no, it wasn't. I saw I won't even try. I'll think of it later. But I've seen a lot of concerts, a lot of bands. Not all. Hershey, I would go to concerts in Hershey, Pennsylvania. All numbers say, as you say a long time ago, LOLs, as if you're my age. You might be surprised they're all numbers. You might be surprised. Just because, don't always, I'm not saying you're judging me, I'm being funny. Don't always judge a book by its cover. I get, for the most part, I look a lot younger than I am. As of April 6th this year, I turned 56. I am 56 years of age. So there you go, all numbers. Who was your first concert? I know it was at the War Memorial in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. I'm gonna say my first concert ever was Bon Jovi, I think. It was either Bon Jovi or Ozzy Osbourne, but I don't know who else Ozzy Osbourne was with. I don't remember. I mean, this is like a way, feels like a long time, but maybe not. It was definitely in Johnstown, PA, was my first concert. Marky Mark said he just turned 57. All numbers said I'll be 64 in October. Well, happy belated birthday. Hopefully you come back, all numbers, on your birthday. I'll sing happy birthday to you. I know it might sound corny, but I do it anyway, just because I think it's neat. I never saw anybody do it, and I just started doing it when people would say, hey, it's my birthday today. Will you say happy birthday? And then I just took it a step further and just sang the quick little short version of happy birthday. Maybe it made the person smile, maybe it made their day. So I sang happy birthday to them from the Philippines, wherever they're at. But it was fun. This is the bus station, the Ceres Series, Ceres. This is where I come if I need to get a bus. And as most people know, I'm not the biggest fan of a bus. Definitely air conditioned if you're gonna get on one. Because, the ones with the windows, they're fine as long as it doesn't rain. But when it starts raining, everybody but me puts their window up on the bus because they don't want it wet. And then you end up suffocating in the bus. But I would never take a bus that's more than 4 hours long, the trip, because there's no bathroom, like porta potty on the bus. And if you like to enjoy drinking coffee or water or anything on your trip, eventually you're gonna have to relieve yourself. Well, it's not always the most convenient to be able to relieve yourself here in the Philippines when you're on a bus. And I've had it happen once where I held my bladder unlike any time in my life, and I'll never do it again. And that was on a trip that was like 6.5 hours. But that's hit or miss. Sometimes you can get on a bus and they're stopping all the time. And then sometimes you get on a bus, they're stopping all the time for like 20 seconds just to let people on and off the bus. And yeah, you don't want that to happen. I almost felt like I was gonna have to urinate out the window. David, I see you, David. Bobby Fisher says, Roger Daltrey. Oh, Daltrey played Phoenix last night and kicked butt. That's awesome, Bobby Fisher. Johnstown, that's a trippy town, isn't there? An inclinator, people from floods or there's a story about the Johnstown floods or whatever. Yeah, they had some flooding issues. There's that's like part of Johnstown flood is their history, the story that's told about Johnstown. It's that and the Johnstown Chiefs, the hockey team. And I love watching hockey, especially minor league hockey. Those guys are fighters. They love to fight. And then there was that one movie that was made after Johnstown Chiefs hockey team called Slapshot, if I remember correctly. It was called Slapshot, I think. But happy birthday, Marky Mark, and again, all numbers. When did you turn 57, Marky Mark? Was that like just the other day, or? Are you planning on buying a motorcycle, says Sonny. Right now, no. Worst case scenario, I rent one. My friend David, he's the motorcycle driver, so when we've recently been going on trips, he takes over the driving duties and I can just simply do live streams and record stuff freely. So it is kind of nice and he don't mind it. And he's much more experienced here in the Philippines than I am. I'm just nervous just for the fact that I've rode motorbikes before, just not here. A little nervous about my mindset versus now if I was out in the middle of a province, out in the middle of nowhere, and there's not all this traffic, like kind of craziness, I would do it there and certainly learn. I don't know, it's kind of like the way I walk here. I probably would be okay riding a motorbike, and I'm probably just underestimating myself. But we're almost at the mall. I always walk through the mall to cool off and show people. I gotta go around this way. Hold on. Johnstown, Smithfield, Juanita, Uniontown, Central PA. Yes, I'm all very familiar with Pennsylvania. That's why when they see the groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil or whatever, Groundhog Day, I'm like, yeah, that was close to where I grew up in Altoona, not far. Clearfield, oh gosh, obviously State College, yeah, Robinson Mall. All the right moves, Tom. Yeah, that's right. You are right. That was done there. That was definitely done there. You're exactly right. That's so very true. Mayung To, how are you doing, sir? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Amping. All number says he's from Philly. Sean Maxon. I went to college in Washington, Pennsylvania. Isn't Washington, PA? Isn't that like Eastern PA, if I remember correctly? Somi says hi, hello, Somi or Sami. Oh, your birthday was Saturday, this past Saturday. All right, I'm gonna do it. This is for you, Marky Mark. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark. And hope you have many more great years to come too. There you go. Kind of threw that together. But yeah, I always like recognizing people for their birthdays. And it's okay that yours is on Saturday. No big deal. We still celebrate it. But Bobby Fischer, Roger Belcher played Phoenix. You're welcome, Mark. No worries. I think this is something I just do. But yeah, when you're in the malls, like I always tell people here in the Philippines, this is a Tuesday at 12:10 in the afternoon. It is lunchtime, but the malls are always busy and packed in the Philippines. Always. Feels like a weekend. Always something going on, which you can see up ahead. There's something here all the time. Malls in the Philippines remind me of malls in the 80s. Well, we didn't have cell phones really then, but I don't know, some sort of job fair is what it says. Job fairs and they have food. I see Jollibees. I don't know. And I've always have this. Now, I don't really eat any of this stuff. That's too much sugar for me. It looks like avocados. But yeah, there's a lot of people here. But there's always something. They take full advantage of. I mean, it's like a line. They're all going in, I guess, to this job fair. Holy cow. Well, people are coming to get jobs. I'm assuming that's what it is for employment. Now, I can honestly say I've never been in the mall when they had something like this going on. It's the first time. I mean, this is a line. That's great. That's good to see. That to me is progress. But yeah, there's a holy cow. Now that all makes sense. I've never been in the mall when they were having like a job fair related event. Drew Denzel, hello Drew. We sent in punch cards to IBM. Wow, yes, in the 80s. Completely different than outside. Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, and people always like, they don't get it. I'm like, sometimes, and I understand not everybody knows what's going on in the whole world, but they're like, there's actually malls in the Philippines? I'm like, well, yeah. Obviously, the bigger the city you go to, the bigger the mall. They have escalators. It's not like They don't have escalators, but yeah, I mean, oh, the people over there, that's crazy. But that's good to see. That's growth. Um, this is their version of a game room, World Fun. I've been in there a couple times, a long time ago, with a group of people just playing games. They have a lot of the skee ball, ticket-related games. But when you come up here, man, it's hot. I know heat rises, but it's almost like the AC's not even on up here. Kind of takes your breath away. But yeah, they have all, this is their version of a game room. That kind of reminds me of the 80s, the nostalgia of 80s. I mean, like I said, it's 12:13. People are on their lunch breaks. No malls in Buckingham, only Tiger. Nightwolf said, I used to work for IBM Motorola back in the day. Bill's saying tons of rain. Remember the first time doing an early computer card in 1967? That's wild. It just makes you think like how, I don't know, like things like now you can see how many people are like literally the lines all to go get into the job fair. Yeah, last week they were doing some chess championship event in the middle, then another time they're having like all the local coffee shops, whoever I guess enters into, they did like a coffee tasting and then a competition. There's always something going on in the mall here. Like I said, it just reminds me of the way it used to be in the US. I don't think at least when I was in the malls, I never really saw anybody. And I get it, everybody shops online, but people shop online here, but they just interact more. I mean, look at all this. I mean, there's a lot of freaking people. Job, local. Oh, okay, it says local and overseas job fair. 9 a.m. Isn't that interesting? So there's entrepreneurships. So they can do local and overseas job fair. That's good to see. Opportunities, and it just shows you. If I had to say, what do I see more standing in the line, men or women? I see more women. I definitely see more women in the lines. A lot. Times has changed. I loved it back then. Life was more simple and peaceful. And that's probably Nightwolf. That's probably why I like it so much here in the Philippines. Dumaguete specifically, but it's like I'm back in time to an extent. But as I always tell everybody here in the Philippines, it's for me, yes, the weather and all that stuff. I'm an ocean person, warm weather, nature, all that stuff. But the biggest thing to me that I love here is the people. That's somebody just said I passed them. Hopefully the signal comes back. Let me know when I came back. I had a little hiccup here at the food court of all places. Yeah, occasionally you get a hiccup. Let me know if and when. All right, it's back. I saw the comment, someone said that they just saw me here. And that's kind of funny. Cura Ted Maine said, you just passed me at World of Fun. Oh, that would be like the game room. Isn't that crazy? Small world. Actually, I've had people tell me they might have been watching something and they saw me here, which, again, that's humbling. Yeah, I make my little brief trips in the mall. And when I'm doing my walking and not live stream, do I come to the mall often? No, only if I pass by here and I'm hot and I want to just cool off or use the bathroom really quick, and then I'm back out. I don't eat much from here. Again, maybe a couple places upstairs, but not normally. And, you know, they have all the Shakey's and the Sands Rivals and the Greenwich. I do like Innisal, but like right now, I would never try to eat anywhere right now if I wanted to go out and I wasn't eating at home. Even the Japanese place I love to go, Sakura, which is my favorite, One of my favorites here in Dumaguete. I wait. They open at 11, but I wait until after like 1 o'clock till I eat. So that's kind of why I do my live streams now. If I want Japanese food, which I get the udon, U-D-O-N soup, and sometimes like chicken teriyaki. But the Japanese place, Sakura, Sakura, is really good. And the owner, Japanese restaurant, Japanese friend, runs it. Very nice guy. All his employees are great. Everywhere I go to eat, and I frequently go to certain places, I end up becoming friends with everybody. Then we all know each other by name. I never experienced anything like that in the United States. You go somewhere to eat, you're there to eat, they don't care. See ya, wouldn't want to be, move on with life. Here, and I'm back outside. I can only be in the mall so much. I'm not a mall person. Look at that, my favorite LGBT YouTuber. Well, that's good, I'm glad. I want to be the favorite for everybody. I don't care what people do, it's their choice, it's their life. I just worry about me. Not that I'm not a caring person, but nice to see you, Meistra, or whatever. You don't have to say that 100 times. That was me, but the world of fun. Last time I watched it live, I was still in Vancouver. How cool is, that's a small world. How long are you gonna be here there? I'm just gonna say Kira, or maybe Ted. How long are you gonna be here from Vancouver? That's really cool. That is very, very cool. And welcome to Dumaguete. If you've never, maybe you've been here before, I'm not sure, but welcome. Gwen says, who's they? I don't know. They are deporting, I don't know about any of that either. Saying the virus is coming back is just more nonsense. Probably. I don't buy any of that either, but believe what you want to believe. All right. No loading and unloading, bro. I don't know. Nothing roped off here. I don't know what you mean, Bill. Nothing roped. Marky Mark says, you live there, how long, what do you do? Marky Mark, I'm retired. I've been here 2 years, let's say, give or take. I've been back home to the US twice. March 17th, I went home in 2025 until like June of 2025. But at that point, I kind of knew I was going to be coming back. And then my apologies. It happens. Hello, bro. Dixon Fernandez. Holy crap, I haven't seen you in a while. So what happened with your literatura? Long time not live streaming. I've been here a lot, Dixon Fernandez. I haven't seen you in a while. Daughter talked to Moricon in Germany, but very hard to get into Canada now. I guess I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you see me now? I assume so. I see everybody kind of bouncing back on now. Woo. Obviously, this is the Dumaguete cockpit, but they only do this usually on Sundays. I don't know if you guys can even... It's like an arena in there. Thank you, Diane. This chicken always looks good. Lechon manok. Or rotisserie chicken, whatever you want to call it. It looks good. I've never had it from there, but it looks good. 12:23 a.m. says Bill. Then you're on Eastern Standard Time. That's what my father is on, Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, like I was saying, I was recently in the U.S. for this past June 8th through July 9th, went home to visit. My mother wasn't doing well, and unfortunately my mother passed away on June 25th. So now my new journey in life here in the Philippines is without my mother, which is not easy. I don't know if it ever gets easy. Probably not. I probably many things I miss about my mother, but I miss her FaceTime video calls to me 3 to 4 times a week. That's what I miss the most. She was very consistent, making sure that if she couldn't operate the iPad phone to contact me, she had my father or my brother, somebody was contacting me. But yeah, my mother was usually the one initiating it, and that's the one thing I miss. Completely dark. I don't know. Gino says good afternoon to Fortune. Dixon says, oh, so sorry. Yeah, you know, it's just a part of life. I know that's what they say, Dixon, you know, but losing your mother, it's not easy. This is obviously my first time experiencing this and my only time experiencing this, but it's just, I've lost many friends in my life. I've, you know, obviously had relatives, people that have passed away, but that have hit me hard, but nothing's hit me like losing my mom. I simply look at a picture of her like I just did last night, and it breaks me into a million pieces. I want to be able to look at pictures of her and I guess not fall apart, but right now I do. And I don't want to give up looking at her pictures just because it makes me feel sad. Bill says he's going toward 75, but it feels like 25. That's great. I know what I feel like. Whether or not my age is a reflection of how great I feel, I don't know. That's why I keep doing and taking advantage of my physical and mental health while it's still, in my opinion, functional in an optimal way, that's for sure. Are you Vanilla Ice? Maybe I'm related to Vanilla Ice Chopped and I don't even know it, but maybe I am. Gino says, one day you'll be able to look at her picture and not feel sad. Yeah, and again, I don't want to give up. I don't want to, oh my gosh, that muffler. Another glitch. Like I said, sometimes you think you figured out all the dead zones here, but you don't. But could always be worse. That's the way I look at it. When it first started happening, like internet, when it would go off and on, I used to get, in the beginning, I admit I was kind of probably irritated, but then eventually just like, don't sweat the small stuff. Life could be so much worse. I'm just thankful that I'm in my health. Hey, Pinky Writer, hello handsome, how are you? I appreciate the hello handsome comment. That's great to hear, and I'm doing great, and it's nice to see you, Pinky Writer. How are you doing? You've been very consistent showing up, and I appreciate that. Papa Eric says hello. Marky Mark, I liked and sub. Catch you soon. Gotta get sleep. Yes, Marky Mark, get sleep. I will never, ever tell anybody to stay up and awake for me. I know Eastern Standard Time, and it's just unfortunate we're 12 hours apart. But thank you, Marky Mark. Again, happy birthday, belated birthday to you again, and look forward to seeing you again. No doubt. Jeff Virgil, hello, my friend. How are you doing, Jeff? Sunshine, hot, walking. DRT, you're here. DRT, I thought you fell asleep, unless you were here earlier and I missed you. But Dr. Red is in the house. But Pinky, appreciate you. Honestly, like, you've been really consistent. But back to what Gino was saying, because I wanted to touch on that. I don't always want to turn my stream into about my mother, but I think she's always going to be brought up probably every stream in one way or another, and that's just the way it should be anyway. But yeah, I don't want to stop looking at my mother's picture because I'm worried about breaking down. But man, when I look at that picture, any picture of her, but especially the one on my Facebook, I have pinned towards the top in my timeline. Yeah, it's I guess if I want to make myself cry, I just simply look at a picture of my mom. And yeah, it stinks, but that just shows you how much I love my mom. And yeah, I'm gonna miss her. I mean, obviously I already do, but Deegan Block, hello, Deegan Block. Nice to see you, bro. I love it when people come here and say hello. That's just the best. And again, I apologize. On occasion, it happens. I'm blessed. I miss comments. I'll miss questions. The walking and talking within traffic can be a little challenging. It's okay. People stop for me all the time, but sometimes I let them go first. But they're so kind here and stuff, and they always let me go. For the most part, what was I gonna say? I love it when people come here and simply say hello. Even if they've been here numerous times before, I'd still like it. You know, it's special to me. It means a lot. Yeah, Bill, I don't think about money either. I mean, as long as I have enough to have a roof over my head and eat. Philippines opened my eyes to a lot. It really did. I'm certainly not as materialistic as I was when I was living in the U.S. I was a product of my environment, and I'll admit that. I'm blessed to have the life that I had. Blessed to have the life that I have now. To be here. Good health. Health is wealth for me. That's the most important thing. Health is wealth. I will not be a happy camper the day that, which I'm not even going to think about it, but that I can't participate in all the physical activities. That's why I'm staying on it now. Use it or lose it. I mean, I have my uncle who's still alive. My mother's older brother. Actually, he's a diabetic too, but he's still alive. I mean, he played softball, but he was playing volleyball in his 80s. I remember playing beach volleyball. He's diving at the ground in his 80s, so it happens. Some people are just unicorns. I get it, but I think some people, you know, you are what you put into your life. You know, eat healthy and exercise. I just think that's the key. But that's just me. Lowell says, I think about having enough money to cover medical. I mean, that's important. I mean, taking your health into account before you come to the Philippines is certainly something you need to really, really make sure you have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted before going anywhere in the world when you have pre-existing health problems or conditions, you know. Yeah, like I'm blessed and thankful. I don't have any health issues. No, I don't have any type of insurance. Quite honestly, if anything little, I mean, I've gotten glasses here. My glasses read new lenses and stuff, but I can simply, it's cheaper here for me to pay right out of pocket. Same things, prescription lenses, what I'm wearing now. It's cheaper for me to pay out of pocket. I paid more paying my deductible. I paid more in my deductible back home. A lot more. I mean, long story short, bought my frame separate in the U.S., went to a optical place here, prescription, progressive lenses, you know, transitioning, tinting, scratch resistant, all that. But no glasses are scratch resistant, that's bull. Just keep your glasses in the case all the time if you're not using them. I made a mistake on a previous pair. I was always just folding them up and putting them in my pocket. You end up ruining the lens. And if you ever have to clean them off, wash them, rinse them off under water first and use like soft, like, I don't know, dish detergent and rub gently with the fingers to clean it, because if you dirty glasses and use the cloth and clean them, you don't know if you have sand on there, something's gonna scratch them. So even if they get dirty, wait until you get home or you have access to somewhere to wash them. But anyway, my lenses total for both glasses or both lenses, labor, everything included, together, $63. My deductible was several $100s. Just goes to show you. So now we're going through the park in the church, like the lookout tower. There is going to be a parade in 2 days on the 27th. There's Miss Filipina Pat on the university today, but the internet has not been very good, so I decided I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to get the internet anyway for whatever reason on Silliman University. Whether you have smart data, you have Globe, it don't work. It just doesn't. But everywhere else it works, which is kind of weird. Deegan Block says, moving to Southeast Asia really changes your perspective on materialism. You realize none of that stuff matters. The freedom is unparalleled. Couldn't have said it any better myself. You're right, spot on, Deegan Block. Spot on. I couldn't have said it any better myself. I completely agree with that statement. Until you come here, like I said, Philippines or any place in the world is not for everybody. Everybody can kind of find their vibe. I found it here, especially in Dumaguete. I'm happy. You got to find something that makes you happy. Is it perfect here? No. But the positives definitely outweigh any kind of negatives, and it's not even close. It's not even close. But that's me. Until you come here yourself, I can motivate you, inspire you, open the door for you, but it's up to you to walk in and experience it for yourself. Lowell says, I think about having enough money. Okay, that's the medical one. Bill says, Philippines lady across the street married a French guy. Bill says, granddad owned International chocolate products. I like cacao. I like healthy chocolate. I don't like milk chocolate. That's really not chocolate. That's got a lot of sugar, stuff that's just not good. I like chocolate that's got like coconut sugar, stevia, something that's not processed sugar crap. Troy Key, hello Troy. Nice to see you, Troy. Happy Tuesday. Dumaguete, Philippines. Appreciate you being here, Troy. But I'm doing well. You must be doing well, or you wouldn't be here. Scott says, how's the favorable exchange rate treating you? Scott, it's been consistently very favorable. It's been pretty much hanging at 61 point something pesos to the dollar for a while now. I remember when I first came to the Philippines 2 years ago, I think it was like 56 or 57. I don't know if it had ever hit 60 in the history here, or maybe it's been a very long time, but then it went over 60, and now it's at 61. So I guess the next milestone, which would be definitely in my favor, would be 62. But yeah, that's definitely favorable. Definitely treating me very, very good. Great question. Life of April, I didn't miss you. Now I see you. How is April doing? Hello, Sir Michael. You know, you can just call me Michael. I know calling people sir here in the Philippines is a respect thing, but it's okay. I've gotten more than enough respect and kindness here that it's okay if you just call me Michael, just like everybody else. But nice to see you, April. Hopefully you haven't had any you had your random brownout last night again, which is crazy. Even my friend David had another brownout when I was trying to cook dinner last night after we had the all-day scheduled brownout on Sunday. It was just funny. Those are just other things you kind of just got to be like, okay. But the nice thing about it is the majority of brownouts, I'm never home anyway, so it really doesn't affect me much. If you're an aircon person 24/7, that probably does affect you in a negative way. Get a generator, I guess. Um, but nice to see you, April. Miss April. Bill says, I used to wear glasses, but as the cornea shrinks, it focuses perfectly by 70. Yeah, mine are, like I said, strictly just like reading. Helps me be able to see in the bright sun, reading the small text. Plus, the screen ends up getting darker whenever, like, I guess, I don't know what this guy's doing. Protects itself, I guess gets dark when the phone gets hot. I need X2 wheel. Sorry, I'm going backwards. Most people think midlife is 50. Yeah, if you live to 100, actually midlife is around 36. Yeah, you're probably right. For the average person, you're probably right. Now, I think if you're exercising and taking advantage of that, your health at a younger age and staying ahead of the game and not, I guess, waiting until someone tells you, hey, you better start walking now because your health is this or your health is that. Yeah. And again, it's going to be windy. I'm trying to hold the phone this way. Whatever it's blowing in my face, people say that's the best way to hold it. But it's so beautiful here, and I like to show people, but because the wind's honestly feels great, but doesn't sound so great to you guys. Then Vegan Block says, I made the move to Thailand at 29, but I chose BKK, which, to be honest, is just as modern as any U.S. city, arguably more so in certain areas. Couldn't be happier. And Deegan, that's what matters. Your happiness matters. It doesn't matter what I think of the place where you're at. It doesn't care what anybody else thinks. As long as you're happy, that's what I think is what most important. I don't care what anybody else thinks of Dumaguete. I don't care if they don't like it. I don't care if they think there's drama here. I don't care. This wind is starting to, it feels so good. Like if I wasn't doing this live stream, I got to tell you guys a story, but I don't know if you'll hear me because the wind's blowing and I just want to point in a direction to show you, but yeah, like for me, if I can see an ocean every day, I'm happy. And again, if I can see the ocean every day, I'm happy. Barbara says, "Hey Mike from Connecticut, how you doing, Barbara?" Yes, I'm not gonna stay here in this wind much longer because you guys, probably can't even hear me. You missed my last post. Puts things in perspective a little bit. I'm going back. Brownout is when you basically call it blackout. No electricity is a brownout. Wait, X2. I'm going back. I'm going back. I don't know where the heck are you, X2. You must be way back here. I did read that most people think midlife is 50. Yeah, if you live to 100, actually midlife is around 36. That's the one, I did see that. When the last time you flew a kite? Actually, a long time, but this was like the best place. When you see children flying a kite, or sometimes even adults, this is the best place to do it. And I want to show you guys. See right here, like right now the tide's kind of out. It's not, when you see the rocks sticking out there, the tide's sticking out. But right here, this area. Anyway, that area, I'm going to walk because I'm going to talk and you're going to miss the whole story. Just remember this location right here. So yesterday I was out walking here on the boulevard. I'm assuming everybody can hear me because the wind's in my face. I was walking from that direction coming to where I'm in now. A Filipina ran up to me. Her English wasn't very good. And she said to me something like, help, need help, something like that. Well, then here I see her friends on the wall behind me hanging over the side. And remember, earlier the tide, this was earlier, the tide is in earlier. It's deep water there. There's not really anywhere to stand under that wall. Well, one of her friends fell in the water. She fell in, and believe it or not, a lot of Philippine people can't swim. And this wind, they can't swim. So again, I'm skipping over a lot, like she just said, friend in water or something like that, and like she can't. We're trying to get her out or something, and they had like a T-shirt they were holding over the ledge, and trying to pull her out. She can't swim, so I had to take her hands. They needed help. They couldn't get her out. I had to take her hands. First, I was pulling on the shirt, but the wall, I can show you over here. The wall kind of like curves underneath. It's not a flat, flush wall on the other side that's facing the ocean. So when you pull somebody up, and again, the water was deeper, although it's up now. This was yesterday. So you can see how the wall curves underneath. So she's up under there as best as you can, but the water was much deeper there. And so when I was pulling her with the shirt, it was scraping her hands. It was scraping her hands. So she was getting scratched. So I took one of her hands, and then I said, give me your other hand. And she wasn't like the smallest Filipina. She was a little, to say, chubby. But at that angle, and you're pulling somebody up, they feel a lot heavier than what they are. So I think my adrenaline kind of kicked a little. She couldn't swim to where she could get out. It was just too far, and she didn't know how to swim, and she was panicking. And then she had like 3 or 4 other Filipina friends there. I pulled her up out of the water. I pulled her out. At first I was like, man, this isn't gonna be, and then I just went, ugh, and just pulled. And then she kind of, laid on the wall here. At first she was like tired, and her hands kind of got a little scraped. They were, but once I took her hands, I was able to pull her out better. And then she was so relieved. She uncontrollably just gave me a hug. Like she could not, like she was just panicked. And then like she tried to explain to me, I understood. I'm like, why would you jump in the water here if you don't know how to swim? And she said, I didn't jump in. I guess they were playing around, messing around, and she, I don't know, fell in. But yeah, hopefully she learned her lesson, and yeah, damn, that wind. So I just, can't say I ever experienced pulling somebody out of the ocean here at the seawall. Yesterday was a first. Once I get over here, I can see better. This wind and the sunlight. Although I love it here, this is not the best place to come if you don't have a microphone on. Someone sent me a star. I'm trying to read it. Hold on. I think that's Never Under Pressure. It sent me that star. Thank you, Never Under Pressure. Once I get to the shade here, I can see. It's too bright. Like I said, this is my perfect place when I walk, get my daily sunlight, but doing a stream here is so bright. You guys can see the ocean behind me. Never Under Pressure. I see the star. I see the 100. Thank you so much, Never Under. I'm having a great day, Never Under Pressure. Bill says he remembers almost drowning in a pool. One of life's moments you will carry forever. Well, yeah, Pinky Writer, it was like, and now that I can see and I feel like you guys can hear me, I'm just walking. Not many people come here earlier in the day when it's that sunny and hot. They don't want to be in the sun for starters. They were out, which is rare, but there was nobody else around, like close. Now, Could they have found somebody else? I guess. I just happened to be walking by, and the one Filipina ran up to me and kind of help like that. And then, like, like I said, none of their English was very good. They understand it sometimes better than they can speak it, and that's okay. And she was just pointing, and then I see all the girls like holding on to something hanging over the ledge, and that's kind of how it all started. And like I said, I just simply said, why would you jump in if you don't know how to swim? And she said, I didn't jump. But anyway, yeah, that was my moment, pulling somebody out of the water. First time for everything. Yeah, I hope she will be careful, Bill. Your kindness helping her gained you a lot of good karma. It's real. And you know what? After that happened, I said goodbye to all of them. And, like I said, the girl, I didn't ask her name and nothing, but she gave me a hug. She was just so thankful. I didn't look at it as that big of a deal, I guess, in a way, but then I just thought in that moment, I was like, thank God I was there. And that's not to say she wouldn't have been okay, but it was deeper, and I don't know what it would be like to just fall off. And you're not, most people that I meet that don't know how to swim here, they are afraid of it, and they've never even done it, but the idea of swimming, they're afraid of it for whatever reason. So it's not like they had a bad experience. They just have never swam at all, and they just have the idea of doing it makes them scared. But it was humbling, and I kind of thank God for allowing me to be in that situation that I was able to help. But yeah, that's something that doesn't happen every day. That's for certain. Cement is very abrasive. Well, yeah, and here's another funny thing. When I was pulling her out of the water with the shirt at first, her hand was scraping, like I said, on the outside inner part of the wall, unintentionally. That was when I was using the shirt. And she said to me, you're scraping my hand. She said, my husband's gonna kill you for scraping my hand. And I was like, what? Like, she said that. And I was just like, I'm helping you out of the ocean, and you're telling me that your husband's gonna kill me for scraping your hand. And then when she got out, when I finally got her out, not using the shirt, taking her hands, I said, at one point I was joking, I said, so your husband's not gonna kill me for scraping your hands, pulling you out of the ocean? She goes, oh, no, I'm just kidding. She said, he's gone, he's no longer here. She pointed up to the sky saying I don't know, I took it as he's not alive. And she was pointing to heaven. I was like, holy cow. That's another part, which is kind of funny. Wasn't funny in the moment. Like, I'm like adrenaline trying to pull somebody out of the ocean, and she's telling me her husband's gonna kill me for getting her hands scraped for helping her get out of the ocean. I was like, what? I told people about that. They were like surprised by that too, but at least it was later a joke. Wilfred says, shout out from Dipolog City. Possums here. Bill says she will talk about that for 40 years. Maybe. It'd be nice to run into her again. Maybe I will. Like, you'd be surprised. As many people as I meet here, you know, I never know. I don't even know if I'd actually remember her. I wasn't really looking at her. I was too much caught up trying to help her. Yeah. Just wanted to share that experience. I haven't even been able to tell my dad about that. That's something, that doesn't happen every day. Good job, Mike. I don't know if I wouldn't go that far. I'm hoping that if they wouldn't have seen me, they would have found somebody else. Hopefully. Andrea is so capable and learned 13 years university. Divine intervention is real, says X2 Wheel Throttle. Shirley said, did you ever get to see your folks? Shirley, I did. I went home. Man, Shirley, if you know that, I'm trying to remember you, and I apologize. It's been a while. I did go home to the U.S. June 8th through July 9th, and I don't like to always bring this up because it kind of brings me down, but I went home June 8th through July 9th, obviously to visit my mom. She actually wasn't doing well when I went home, and I kind of accelerated my visit to go home. And she ended up, my mother passed away on June 25th, Shirley. So thank God that I went home when I did, and thank God that I was actually there, spent some time with her before she passed away. She wasn't doing that well, you know, did get a selfie picture with my mom. That one I'll keep forever. W for Mike showing us his beautiful life. I mean, I'm thankful and blessed for my life. I really am. Very, very thankful and blessed. I'm thankful for all of you, to be honest. Without you, I don't have anybody to share it with. People say I can be therapeutic for them. Well, you guys can be therapeutic for me because it allows me to share the good times, and unfortunately, there's some bad times. My life isn't perfect, and I have obstacles and challenges just like everybody else does. Swingers Bar and Grill. I don't know where that's at. I don't go to any bars. I don't drink. I don't drink maybe Ty Rice Rogers or Tyrese. I don't drink. I don't smoke either. Scott asked how many expats. I assume there's quite a few here, but I don't notice it as, I mean, you still feel like, which I love being a minority here in the Philippines. I like just being surrounded by the Philippine people and the culture. That is much more fun. I'd say there's a decent amount of expats coming and going, but I honestly don't know. I don't see that many, but I guess you do notice them because, you know, we stand out or they whatever, but I'm not really sure. I'm sure the turnover is fairly normal, coming and going. People maybe long-term here like me, people just coming through and then seeing other places. Yep, God is always listening. It's hard to lose mom and dad. You love them and cry from time to time. It's normal. Yeah, I still got my dad. But I don't know, man. Losing a mom, it's tough. Ken Williams says go back. Go back where? To the water? Is that what you're saying? Maybe, Ken? It's just a little windy. But I can go over there again. I'm going to walk more towards the city. I won't be live much longer. But I can show you again. I don't care. This is my piece is right here. No matter where the ocean is in the world, this is my inner peace is right here. I mean, but just the fact that I'm halfway around the world from where I'm from, it is special. Hold on. Traveler, got a question. How do you contact Marina Spatial? They don't have a number listed. Go to, best thing to do, usually at the marina, they have separate owners of all the individual units within the 3 studio apartment buildings. Best thing to do is just go to Facebook Marketplace. It's too windy here. I step over here and you can't hear. Go to Facebook Marketplace, Traveler Flies. People post their rentals all the time on there. There's not really, I don't think there's like a Marina Spatial like main headquarters office. So you're just gonna have to go to Facebook Marketplace, or like me, the first time I was at the marina, because this is my second go around, I just happened to meet somebody that knew an owner of there. A lot of the owners of the units here are local, Filipina or Filipino, depends. But go to Facebook Marketplace. People, that's where they list apartments all over. That would be my best advice. Oh, you don't have Facebook. Oh boy. Yeah, just create Traveler, because if you ever come to the Philippines, most people communicate on Facebook Messenger. So even if you don't want it for like social media and sharing your life, Facebook Messenger is free. That's how everybody communicates here, most people. They don't really use anything else. And Facebook Marketplace will kind of be your best friend here in the Philippines as far as finding apartments. It's very helpful. I saved my mom's voicemails after she passed. Yeah, I don't have any voicemails, X2. I do have videos that I made. I mean, thank goodness for technology when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially videos. I don't have a lot, but I do have some. And then again, if you're new to my channel, please double tap the screen. I'd greatly appreciate it. It simply only helps my channel grow. That's just a fact. If you're interested in subscribing, you're more than welcome. It would just be a way to support me and my channel, help it grow. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that part. So, Bill says, I used to run everywhere. I always work really hard digging foundations. I always think a lot of people that have done manual labor in their life, those are the ones that are most fit. I was involved somewhat in manual labor. I was always on my feet. That's probably why I like walking now. I just have too much energy. I can't sit still. I just have too much energy. And even days when I traveled with David and we're on the motorbike, and well, we did hiking and stuff, but I didn't even get the miles in that I normally do when I'm obviously with him or doing something else. When I come back, I'm like, okay, I'm going for a walk. Like, I just feel guilty if I don't. Now, the one day I didn't get 10 miles, I got like 8 because it got kind of late, but I still did more than 5. I'm just so disciplined and dedicated to what I've been doing for so many years. I don't even like to miss doing it. But anyway, Traveler, see you, expats in Duma. I use WhatsApp. Yeah, see, now, when I was in the U.S., I had friends that came to the U.S. They were from Dominican Republic. Well, WhatsApp was very popular with them. Although they did use just normal texting in the U.S., they still had WhatsApp. I did have WhatsApp temporarily. That was just like their thing. I don't really know many people that use WhatsApp here in the Philippines, let alone Dumaguete. I've heard it mentioned before, but I think when I've heard WhatsApp mentioned, it was more from foreigners and not so much locals. But yeah, I had Facebook years ago, got rid of it because I didn't like what they were doing on Facebook, controlling everything. And then I only ended up getting Facebook back again when I came to the Philippines, simply mainly because of Facebook Messenger. And then obviously for social media and YouTube and stuff like that, now I'm kind of a little more involved in it, posting stuff in that regard. But Facebook Messenger will be your best friend here. A lot of people use it, even businesses. Like the place that I get sourdough bread, Little's Bakery, use Facebook Messenger. I send a message to them, hey, you have any fresh sourdough sliced? Can I come in, put 2 loaves on hold, blah, blah, blah. That's how like a lot of people communicate through Facebook Messenger. Even if you find a restaurant here in Dumaguete, their restaurant has a page on Facebook. You can message them, hey, what are your hours? Hey, what, you know, it's just a common way to communicate, and it's free. That's why most people use it. Road King says, Discord is good. Yeah. Fortune's got to go. Have a good, nice day, Master Fortune. Traveler says, I use WhatsApp for now. Traveler says, good advice, man. Not interested in social media, but got to find a spot soon so I can settle in. Yeah, sometimes, you know, I get it, Traveler. Like, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And you'll understand if you end up coming here and say Dumaguete or whatever, you understand, especially meeting people, not only communicating with a girlfriend or whatever it is, it's just friends. Like, that's how everybody communicates. That's really what I mostly use it for, is communication. X2 says, take care, YouTube, bedtime. Hey, thank you for staying up so late. Appreciate it. I'm surprised I actually stayed on this long. And again, if you're new to the channel, you're more than welcome to subscribe. Actually, we build a really good community here. Sometimes you get your, occasional troll, but hey, trolls need friends too. I'm okay with that. Freedom of speech. People can say whatever they want. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And usually, if you rub me the wrong way, I'll probably just go back after you anyway. uh, Bill says, honestly happy I started helping Andrea and sending money for helping her. So stop driving the Lexus. Yeah, I never had a Lexus. I just have no interest in a car anymore. Motorbike might be at some point, a part of my life, especially if I would move somewhere else further from the city. But if I had a motorbike now, I'd never use it. I just wouldn't. I can walk everywhere. Yes, I walk more than the average person, but even if you're not a big walker, you 1.5 miles, well, I guess for me isn't much, but from my apartment to where I'm standing at right now is 1.5 miles one way. Into the city, around 1 to 1.5 miles. If you get groceries, if I have one bag or two bags, I've carried them the whole way back. I don't care. If it's a little odd, bulky, then I get a tricycle back home for 20 pesos. It's not that big of a deal. I'm here now, man. Been here for about 2 weeks. Tired of switching hotels. Well, see, traveler, when I first came here, it was more or less a vacation. In July 2024, I knew I was staying. Well, I planned on staying for only 2 months, so it was like I'm in it. I did one hotel for a month, and how many did I do? One, two. I did 3 hotels here when I came to the Philippines for my first 2 months. And then once I realized I had the time and the money to stay longer, because I didn't want to leave after 2 months, I was like, okay, I'm going to learn how to live here. So then that's when I decided, and at the advice of local people as well, they're like, Michael, get an apartment. It's less expensive. Michael, learn how to live here now. Have a place with a kitchen. I mean, and it's right. Being here in a hotel, kind of eating out all the time, and basically you're on an extended vacation. That's one aspect of the Philippines. But once you get an apartment and you got to buy your own groceries, you cook whenever you cook, you clean your shower, you do this, you do that. And then you're living here, you're taking care of yourself and learning what life is like living here. Yes, being retired, not having a job makes it easier. You have more time. Hello, no kidding. But that just gives you really a true idea of you could live somewhere. I love it here. I mean, I love it here. Can you get a used motorbike reasonable? Road King, yes, you can. Honestly, I was surprised how much a brand new motorbike costs here. Now, they're all different CC motors and all this stuff, but for a basic brand new motorbike here, not the fastest, not the slowest, I'd say is like $1,300 to $1,500 brand new. And obviously the bigger motor and all this stuff. I'm talking motorbike, I'm not talking motorcycle. If you need something more off-road, that you're going to be doing, you need a cross between street bike and dirt bike, all street, all dirt. Then you just get into bigger, I just thought a brand new motorbike would be a lot more than, let's say, 1,500. I just thought they were 3,000, 4,000, and then when the locals told me, oh no, you can get a new one for this. See this bike, Fazio or whatever, 1,380. Like they were just telling me numbers. I didn't know that. So yeah, you could get a good used one, probably well under 1,000. I'm just guessing, but if I had to guess, people throwing out numbers again. I don't have a motorbike. Someday, as infrequently as I would need one, it would be better for me just to rent one on occasion. I'm thankful I have David. We do road trips together. I show delusions. You look like a young Ken Shamoak. Who is Ken Shamoak or Shamiok? Hope he's a good person. I wouldn't want to be compared to somebody that wasn't good, but I show delusions. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here in Dumaguete, Philippines. Where are we at? 110 minutes. Almost done. My 2 hours. I'm getting hungry. Bill says, glad I have no mortgage or car payment. Yeah, me too. Me too, me three, me four. Leaf Dutch Peni. Good morning, sir. Michael in chat. Welcome. Nice to see you here. I'll just call you, I don't know if it's Laif, or Leaf, like leaf on a tree, although Leaf is Leaf. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. God bless you too. Uh, Bill, if I ever met you in person, we'd probably get in trouble because you and I would probably talk a lot. Um, but that's good. And I apologize, I miss a lot of your comments and questions. I can't, actually, your child, I can't keep up with you, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. Bill says, I always need to make sure I don't walk too far inside the walkway because French kids have those moto scooters and raise like all get out. So I should, I'm kind of going back. But yeah, I'm getting hungry. Definitely getting hungry. Bill says, my strength is with me so that hard work benefits remain a lifetime. I love the door knocking, meeting thousands. You definitely meet a lot of people here. I do. That's like my favorite thing probably to do here in the Philippines, Dumaguete, is meeting people. Being here in another country, meeting people is so much fun. And they like it, they appreciate it. It's almost like it's normal. Everybody says hello here, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is. Smile, nod, raise the eyebrows to acknowledge you. It's normal here to say hello. Whether they say it first or you say it first, there's no weirdness. Whereas, I'll be honest with you, in America, like, I don't think anybody ever really said hello to anybody there. It's like it was weird. Leaf Dutch Penai says 27. I guess that 27 means that's your age, 27. Leaf, maybe. You're 27. John Broski. I remember you, John Broski. Nice to see you, John. He thought we are raised immortal, but that can't happen because it skirts the judgment seat. Road King, this is Dumaguete, Philippines. I don't know, maybe you're asking something about, is that in Cebu? I'm kind of going backwards. Soulmate of Love says hello. I remember you because I remember that name, Soulmate of Love. That would be the best love, in my opinion, would be your soulmate. We always argued about the resurrection. Traveler says, take it easy, maybe, oops, where'd it go? Take it easy, maybe I'll see you around town. Just say hello to me if you see me, Traveler. Or obviously tell me Traveler first, and then I can kind of put two and two together. Texas Patriots, hello, Texas Patriots. Nice to see you. Happy Tuesday. Almost time for me to eat. I'm hungry. Wait. Lynn Angel. Hello, Lynn Angel. How are you doing? Thank you for being here also. I know I keep saying food, but I'm getting hungry. It's a beautiful day, though. And the good thing is it's after 1 o'clock. And usually when I wait after 1, I have better luck when it's time to get something to eat and it's not so crowded. Moxie Man says, food in the middle of the night. Pinky Writer says to me, what's on the menu? I don't know. I was going to get sushi yesterday, and then that didn't happen because when I walked to the front door, there wasn't a seat available. Twice. I went for a look for lunch, no bueno. I couldn't get sushi for lunch, and then I went for dinner, no bueno again, didn't work, no. So I have sushi on the brain. My favorite is fried volcano sushi, which is like tuna salmon, a deep fried version of sushi. I actually love it. Cool Kingman. If you were with me right now, Cool Kingman, I would probably be giving you a friendly smack for spoiling me so much and blessing me all the time. Have some coffee, have some balut, sir. Now you're being funny, Cool Kingman. I mean, man, I don't know how to thank you, Cool Kingman, other than saying thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate our friendship that we have off of YouTube. You're always killing me with kindness. You're always killing me with kindness, Cool Kingman. Food in the middle of the night. I don't know, Moxie Man, where you're at, I guess it's late. This isn't late for me. Haha, that would hurt if you smack me, Mike. Well, it would be like a little bit of a, like, not really smacking you, but like, kind of like, stop doing that. But I know, one thing I've learned is, because people tell me to stop doing certain things as well, and I don't listen to them either, so you do what you want to do. I appreciate it. I thank you a million times over for your blessings, but no, I don't want to make you cry. It would be a love smack, love tap. No, I would never like smack you. Frederick Sautel. I'll just call you Frederick, but welcome, Frederick, to Dumaguete, Philippines. My name is Michael. Living abroad here from the USA. Daily walks. A true Neanderthal, says Shelley. Maybe I'm a true Neanderthal, I don't know. Yes, I do what I want and go have some. I can't someday, yeah, I'll be treating you to coffee or buku juice, one of the two. Bill says lots of changes because of the tariff and I don't worry about stuff like that, Bill. You shouldn't worry about it either. There's more good things going on in this world than you may realize or believe. But you don't have to trust me or listen to me. I know what I know. I know what I believe. Cool Kingman. Oh, sounds great. Maverick, can you box? I don't know per se boxing. Boxing is a skill. Boxing is a skill. But I like watching UFC. I like watching, what is it here? One champion here. I like watching it. And I certainly know if I have to defend myself, I'm not going to go down easy either. But no, I would never claim to know how to box. That takes skill. That's why it's called boxing. Cool Kingman says, thanks for laughing, Mike. You need a laugh 2, 3, or 4, or 5. I agree. And you do bring a smile to my face, not just from a monetary perspective, but just in general. You're always there for me. You've always find a way to message me on Facebook Messenger, and like, you know, I never feel alone knowing you as well as many others that I've met through YouTube and Facebook and here. So it's a blessing. Maverick says, I forgot about one championship over there. It's pretty big. Oh, it's huge. I've never been to an event. My friend has been to one, I think in Thailand. And I also thought I heard they were going to have, maybe they already did have it. I thought one championship was supposed to make its way to the United States for an event. When you watch one championship and you watch UFC, I'm not going to say really I know which one's technically better than the other. But if you've never watched one championship, man, that's like some serious fighting. Lynn says, yes, he can box. Look at his truck doors. They lay flat in his head. Cool King says, no problem, sir. That's why I and we are here, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, Bill, we all face challenges. Everybody has their opinions, their thoughts, and that's okay. But honestly, Bill, I'm not worried about anything. And Even if I wasn't here in the Philippines and I was back in the US, I wouldn't be worried about anything. I'd be working. That's one thing. Chris who is Cool Kingman. Chris says, be safe, brother. Just got home to my real boss. I know who that is. And our closet rod broke, so I have some work to do. Hey, take care of business. Do not upset the boss. Don't upset the boss. And don't mess with the boss. Bert is here. Canada will make Americans poor. You guys are all on the politics kick today. You guys are on the kick. I don't really get involved with it because I just know how I feel and I have my thoughts. And I don't do that here. I just don't. There's many other better things to talk about and focus on in life. And that's about it. Bert, that's possible. Maybe there will be a flux. Maybe there won't. Talk is cheap, though. You know, a lot of people say they're going to do a lot of things, Bert, and they never do it. I'm one of the ones that actually put my money where my mouth is, or, you know, actions speak louder than words. There's a lot of people that say they're going to do things and then they somehow find a way to talk themselves out of it. Jeff says, I think I have brain damage. Yes. Bill says he was always the boss, no stress that way. People weren't happy. I moved on. Yeah, that's kind of me. I don't surround myself with drama. Like I always said, I kind of treat people that are love and engulfed with drama, I kind of treat them like a bug. If they bug me, I go flick them like a little bug. That's me. Jeff says, I'm not gonna do nothing. Sometimes nothing is great. Sounds pretty stress-free, if you ask me. Tommy says, like thinking the tall girl was actually a girl. I don't know. Bill said, sales is great because most people love those who have talents. Lynn Angel says, hell, they can't do nothing about it, so why worry about it? Take it one day at a time. That's what I do. Like the famous saying of I think the guy was like 101 years old. He made a comment, at least it was a video that went, I guess, viral. He said, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. I just live in today. I don't worry about tomorrow. It'll get here soon enough. And I try to hopefully learn from yesterday and move on. Yes, if you smile, people do smile back. Certainly here in the Philippines, they do that. That's for sure. I agree, Bert. I am. This is my paradise, but it's not paradise for everybody. Some people may prefer Japan, Thailand, anywhere in the world, America, Canada, UK, Germany, wherever you're happy, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. I used to worry and care so much, I'm talking years ago, about what other people would think. And then you start living your life based on how they think you should live. Well, then who the hell's life are you living? Yours or for somebody else? When I decided to come to the Philippines, right or wrong at the time, something that would be successful or unsuccessful, I made my own choice, my own decision. I finally did something that I wanted to do. For me, I had people within my own family think I was maybe, oh, crazy, you don't want to go there, this will happen, that'll happen, like so dramatic. I mean, they have since then changed their stance because they saw that I'm okay and I'm not, I'm surviving. But I learned, I'm not going to let everybody else dictate my life because that's what I felt like I lived for a very long time. You should work here. You should do this. You should get this educate. You should do this. I mean, once, in my opinion, once you're 18, you're an adult. Live your life. Do what you want. You can allow people to give you advice and opinions, but for me, when I think back on some things in my life, I almost kind of let people. It was easier for me to let them decide what to do than if it didn't work out, I'd just blame them. Oh, why'd you tell me this? This didn't work out. And then if it worked out, it's like, hey, they look great. But now I'll live and die by my own choices. I'm happier that way. How did you learn or come upon Dumaguete? Return to the source. when I was on YouTube researching and the Philippines came up. Videos of Dumaguete definitely came up. Filipina P was in Dumaguete, so that's kind of how I got turned on to Dumaguete. Then I met another vlogger. He would come to Dumaguete, lives outside of Dumaguete. That ended up being my safe landing, just the consistency of hearing about it. And it seemed like a nice way to come into the Philippines. Did fly into Cebu, could have been Manila, but people here recommended, said Cebu might be an easier terminal to come in for the first time versus Manila. So I've been doing Cebu ever since. Um, so yeah, that was really how Dumaguete came into play. Bert says he's a Filipino for life, and good for you. That's, I mean, you should be proud to say that. Pigpen, I see you sent me the gold coin. Kind of going back, but welcome, Pigpen. Oh, are you driving right now, or are you on break, Pigpen? I know you drive for a living. Brittany Mercer says hello. Hello, Brittany Mercer. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. Tap me a double, tap me a like. I'm trying to get to 100. I never really set goals, but I am right now. I see 94. But then I've seen also I get over 100 and people take their like away and then it goes under and they just play mind games. Bert says you have a great head start, Mike. I'd like to think so. But again, that's me. That's my life. I got to do what makes me happy, as is should everybody else. Just because I love it here doesn't mean everybody else will. I just think the best thing anybody can do in life, if you've never traveled anywhere in the world, get out and do it. See other parts of the world. It really adds excitement, interest. It's almost like you're reborn in a way to learn new things, see different things, not to mention the weather and everything else here. Just got parked for the night near St. Louis. That's good. I'm glad you're not driving and on your phone, although I know you can listen. Thank you so much for like the super little gift. Scott, there hasn't been any bad storms so far in this rain season here in Dumaguete. There hasn't even been any, like, not since rain season started, any, like, call it a tropical storm, windy, nothing, rainy days, nothing. I hope I don't jinx myself, but so far so good. Nothing, no issues here in Dumaguete. 4 seasons is healthier. You mean like summer, winter, spring, fall? I don't agree with that. I think getting plenty of sunshine every day year round. I don't get sick when I'm here. Sunshine to me is like I'm a battery and the sunshine charges me. Anna Kennedy, hello Anna. Nice to see you, Anna. Return to the source says, I hear a lot of American expats are settled in Valencia. Yeah, there's a lot there. It's very nice in Valencia. It's cooler there. You're up in the mountains a little bit. I've walked to Mango Ranch, Valencia from here, but that's not something I'd want to walk to and from there every day. It would just take a lot of my time and less to see until I got from there. If I lived in Valencia, I'd need a motorbike. Honestly, if I could live anywhere right now in this moment, here within Dumaguete or outside of Dumaguete, I would live in Darwin probably. Close to the beach in Darwin. I would need a motorbike, but I would live in Darwin. I like the Darwin area. That's knowing what little I know, but Darwin would be like a perfect place. There's a lot of opportunities to have like an apartment small right on the beach, but yes, return to source. There are foreigners in Valencia. AMZ says, you always have stable weight and look very fit. AMZ, nice to see you for starters. Appreciate you being here, AMZ. AMZ, I walk every day. I'm very strict and disciplined with my diet. I want to be fit. I don't ever want to be overweight. I go to the gym every other day with using free weights, and then I walk 16.7 kilometers, or that is 10 miles or more every day for the most part. Depends on what I do. Sometimes I get below 10. I'm always above 5 miles at the very least. I feel great, and yeah, You are what you put into it. I mean, what you eat is who you are. You are what you eat. You are what you exercise. And I want to live as healthy, long life as possible. Um, and the best way, in my opinion, to stay ahead of that is doing what I'm doing. Again, I've said this before. It doesn't mean I couldn't wake up tomorrow with some sort of problem. Um, I would just like to think my percentages go way down by doing what I'm doing, hopefully. But I appreciate that, AMZ. I don't know. Use it or lose it. I think walking is the longevity of life, but that's just me. Pigpen says I'm heading to Utah again. Yeah, I hit 100 for now until someone detracts the like, but it's good. I'm glad. That's awesome. I'm just thankful you guys are here. Again, I couldn't do it without you. It wouldn't be any fun. You make it just as much fun as for me as I do for you. But thank you, Lynn Angel, Anna Kennedy. Thank you. Nice to see you as well. Hey, Mr. Poopy Man, Palm Beach Pete. Yeah, Palm Beach Pete. Yeah, I don't think I look like Palm Beach Pete. And I pray for that guy or anybody that they compare him to. All you can do is pray for people. That's about all you can do. Or hope for the best for people. But no, I'm not Palm Beach Pete, Mr. Poopy Man. My saying is those who scream the loudest or accuse others usually have the most to hide. I'm not pointing out at you, Mr. Poopy Man, specifically, but that's how I view life. Those who scream the loudest probably have the most to hide. Rain, cats, and tigers in Buckingham, Quebec, Canada this whole month. Nice, great attitude. I need to follow your mindset. AMZ, I tell you one thing. My mindset is much more positive, much more focused, much more disciplined, and I'm much more strong-minded here in the Philippines since being here than at any other point in my life. I can honestly say I probably got more pissed off living back home, maybe a little shorter of a temper, or definitely didn't have patience, product of the environment. Here, you learn to be patient. Some takes a little longer than others. But when you're patient and you don't sweat the small stuff and you don't worry about being in traffic or any of that stuff, the stress just goes away. Just like, I'll get there when I get there. Unless you have a flight or some sort of scheduled thing, then give yourself enough time and then avoid the stress. But if you're gonna procrastinate and set yourself up for failure, then you have nobody to blame but yourself for your stress. Here, I just like, whatever. But yeah, that's easy to AMC. I definitely tell you, exercise really removes stress for me. The healthier diet removes stress. I only have 2 lattes a day, sometimes only 1. So I'm not like getting any like anxiety through the roof stress from drinking a latte or coffee. So, you know, Cool Cayman says, Michael, be careful what you say. I am what I eat. You say, haha, I like to eat. Well, I eat a lot of eggs, so I guess I'm an egg. And I like lemon juice, so I guess I can be like a lemon too. All I know is I feel great, I feel good, I'm happy, and I'm gonna continue to do what I know that works for me, that keeps my inner peace good and sustainable. I'm just gonna keep taking care of me. I thought you were leaving, Mr. Cool Kingman. I thought you had to go to the boss. Maybe the boss extended your stay here. Pigpen, or Anna asked Pigpen what part of Utah. I'm actually on Smart right now, Dr. Red. Smart seems to be the successful one here, right where I'm at. Now, I did get, here's an interesting thing, Smart. Dr. Red, the other day when we were streaming and bouncing around between Globe and Smart, and then I went to that Founders Day festival here, which continues with all the great food until Saturday. You can't get a signal there. Now, I don't know if it's because of this, but I got a text message last night and this morning from Smart saying, Any technical difficulties that you may have been experiencing, something to that effect, Smart Maintenance has addressed the problem. So, was it because Smart was doing some maintenance, which they seem to be doing a lot? But the funny thing is, you never get a message from them saying, hey, just a heads up, Smart's doing maintenance, so you may experience some outages or disconnects or something like that. I don't get a message warning me of that. I just get it after it's apparently over, which is interesting. So maybe that had something to do with it. But the globe I get was like a last 7 days, 20 megabytes or something like that of data. Either use the data up, or if you're not done using it, it goes for 7 days. But I'm on Smart, because Smart, when I buy data, it lasts as long as until I use it. There's no time limit, like a date. So no, I'm on Smart right now. Diane said the lights. Yeah, it gets awesome here at night. I haven't done a night live stream in a while. Some people like it, some don't. Many more people here, more active. Very social atmosphere, karaoke, food, people. If you can't meet people in the Philippines, then I don't think you can meet anybody anywhere. People always ask me, like, is it hard to meet people? I'm like, I don't think so. Simply say hello, be respectful, be a nice, kind person, and you'll be striking up conversations, building friendships left and right. But I don't go out of my way to do it. It just kind of naturally, organically happens just by simply being nice to people. Scott, the only American sport I miss is watching Notre Dame football. But my brother has a way of hooking me up watching football at night. I'm a Notre Dame fan, and sorry if that rubs people the wrong way, but I love Notre Dame football. So if I do miss watching anything, which the only sport team that I keep up with while I'm here in the Philippines is Notre Dame. Obviously, if the game's on at 3:30 in the afternoon in America, it's 3:30 a.m. me watching it, but it's only 1 day a week for how many months? So yeah, that's the only sport-related thing that I miss. Diane, you said you're so glad you caught another live. I'm glad you caught it too. I'm glad you're here, and I'm almost ready to close up shop. AMZ says you got the heart of the Philippines already. It's an amazing place. Well, yeah, it's definitely the Philippines, good-hearted, happy feeling that I get here. It's definitely rubbed off on me. I'm happy. Cool Kingman says aloha everyone. You must have got your time extended. Haha, she did just for a second. Okay, I gotta go now. Be safe. God bless again. God bless, Chris. See you next time. Michael Brogan says 1 latte a day sounds like one too many. Michael, for some people it might be. I mean, dude, I don't like, that's as far as I go. Like, I'm coconut water. I don't drink soda. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. Like, I literally don't put anything into my body that I have complete control of, and I don't really get any sweetener put in my latte at all. So if I'm allowed to have one pleasure in life, I even like just one black. If it's black, I don't care. There are health benefits to black coffee. Research it. I don't need to give you a whole breakdown of black coffee, but the science backs it up. There's good teas as well, herbal teas. I mean, there's too many to even mention. I use honey as my sweetener at home. Raw honey, that's what I use. I don't buy crap sugar or any stuff like that. But yeah, Michael, it could be one too many, but I don't know. We all have our, I guess, our weaknesses. Michael, there could be something, Michael, that you do that might be one too many also. I don't know. But I'm not here to judge. I'm not perfect, so my imperfection is having one latte, one too many, then I guess, that's my perfect imperfection. Diane says, how long have you been living there or staying here? 2 years. I think I'm around 2 years, maybe a little more. Keep saying that I need to do the math and figure it out how long I've actually, but I've gone home to the U.S. twice. One time, I came in July of 2024. Went home in March 17th of 2025 to like June 12th. And then I recently went home from June 8th until July 9th this past year. But unfortunately, my mother passed away. So I've been home twice. So I guess if you subtract the times I haven't been here, I'd say it's 2 years, or maybe I'm over it right now. I'm still a newbie here. I'm still learning, and that's okay. I hope I'm learning new things all the time. I would never, ever come off as knowing everything, and I don't want to know everything anyway. That way nobody can blame me for something if it goes wrong. Can you reach above you and try to grab the clouds for a video edit? Yeah. I wish I could grab the clouds or hold them in my hand. I love it. It's beautiful here. Someone just sent me something. Anna Kennedy sent me the gold coin, and God bless you. Thank you for your nice, generous gift. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm humbled when people give me, I'd call it a blessing. So, yeah, the weather's, I'm never complaining. I'm a hot weather guy. Again, if people can't take the heat, they're probably not gonna like it much here, unless you're content sitting in air condition all day while you're here in the Philippines. But that would bore the HE double toothpicks out of me. I'm never home. Sleep is the only time I'm in air condition. But thank you, Anna. Ginger aid, yes, it does aid in digestion, in the stomach absorption. Yep, it does. I brought pure ginger tea just because it's benefits. Yeah, ginger tea, dandelion tea, I mean, hibiscus. I could go on and on, all the teas I've had. The medicinal properties, I'm a natural guy. I don't go to the doctors, take medicine, unless it's, I don't know what the situation would have to be. But colon health and all that stuff. You look like a cream and sugar kind of guy. John, you'd be mistaken. I'm not a cream and sugar kind of guy. If I did all that, I'd probably, I don't know. Well, I don't drink enough. And even if I had one, that wouldn't be enough to ever make me gain weight, unnecessary weight, which I don't have any. But nope. John, Jacob, Jingle, holy cow. I'll just say John Jacob. No, I'm not a cream and sugar kind of guy. I could show you people I think it look like a cream and sugar kind of guy, but they probably drink about 10 of them a day. No, I have no interest in bringing diabetes or any of that stuff into my life. But again, if you haven't given me a like, I think I'm gonna end this live stream real soon, but if you haven't given me a double tap, I would greatly appreciate it. As simple as I can say, it helps my channel. If you're not a subscriber and you're interested in following the simple life, because that's basically what I'm living, a simple life here in the Philippines, Dumaguete specific, I would appreciate that too. Yes, sugar does cause inflammation. See, you're preaching to the choir. I'm not saying you're preaching, Bill, but I know all that stuff. And you got to be disciplined with that stuff. Yeah. I don't drink liquid sugar, which would be soda, and buku juice. Just give me a coconut, chop off the top, put a straw in it. That's my sweet. Mix a little calamansi and honey with maybe some buku, coconut water, and that's like the best drink I could have other than water. Diane says you have a nice tan going on. Well, here I'd be blessed and thankful that I do have skin that doesn't really burn, but you adapt to it. You know, you could probably be the most pale individual in the world. You are closer to the equator here. I'm not saying come here on your first day and get zapped with over an hour of sunlight. You're probably going to get burnt. But if you do little baby steps, a little exposure, time by time, I think you adapt. I don't know. I know I have. I don't know. I feel good. That's how I know how I feel, getting my direct sunlight at certain times of the day. You're in and out of shade. You're under trees here. I'm in the shade right now. I get enough quality sunlight every day. Hold on. Oops, I'm gonna have to Thank you about my mom, Diane. I appreciate it. It's okay. I'm surviving. It's different. It's a different journey, different life for me now. Living abroad, not having my mom to talk to and share my stories with on occasion, video calls. It's very difficult for me to look at pictures of my mom right now. Uh, I want to be able to look at pictures, and I do. But as soon as I look at a picture, a photo of my mom, it breaks me into a million pieces. Uh, have you ever had lizard gizzards with Squidward? Never had lizard gizzards with Squidward, but appreciate the question, Mark. I've had gizzards here, but not lizards. I don't think they're from a lizard. Um, Diane says, I bought pure ginger tea. I guess it has benefits as well. Yes, it does. Michael, when are you live normally? Anna, I'm very all over the place. I used to be Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, Philippine time, which would be Monday would be Sunday night, Eastern Standard. Wednesday would be Tuesday night, Eastern Standard. Friday would have been Thursday night. Now I'm kind of randomly during the week. I like doing weekends the best. My Saturday afternoon or morning is your Friday evening or afternoon, evening. I like being able to try to help people out that are maybe on the different time zone than me. And most people, not everyone, but a lot of people maybe have off weekends. It just seems like the weekends work out better. That's kind of when I do more exploring. I like sharing my walks and stuff too. But, I think the weekends kind of benefit you guys and to some extent. But I'm kind of all over the place. Diane says, lost my only two sisters and my dad as well, so I know the feeling. I can't even imagine, Diane. I mean, my siblings are all still alive. Just lost my mom. And yeah, it's tough. I think I feel more sad now sometimes than I did initially when she passed. Maybe I'm just a late mourner. I don't know how you say it, but hello, Vincent. How have you been, friend? Man, it's been a while, I think, Vincent. But hey, it's okay. Everybody has a life. Everybody has other things to do. No worries. I'm just glad to see you here, Vincent. It means you're doing okay. Which reminds me, I always say her name. Her account name was Michelle Pelletier. She was always here. She's been a subscriber. I consider all of you everybody friends, but I have not seen her. She was from New Jersey, and I repeat this a lot, or reminded. It's like crazy. Like when people disappear, you actually kind of notice something. And I'm not trying to think the worst that something happened to her, but Michelle Pelletier, I don't know where you are. Or maybe she just got tired of watching the stream and just didn't want to watch anymore, but that wouldn't have been her. I hope she's okay. I really do. I think about Michelle Pelletier. That was her account name. It's been months. And it's just not like her. She was always there. She'd get up late. She had to get up for work at like 3:30 or 4:30 every morning. And she'd be on the lives, Eastern Standard Time. It'd be 1:32. She's like, oh, Michael, I got to go to sleep. Maybe wasn't such a good idea because I'm a big proponent. I don't like people that don't get quality sleep, or I don't want to see them miss out on quality sleep. But my thoughts and prayers go out to Michelle. Jimmy Johns is here. Hello from Brooklyn, New York City. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. Jimmy Johns. I don't know. Are you the same Jimmy? There's another Jimmy John I knew, but I haven't seen the Jimmy John I knew for such a long time. I don't know if you're the same one. I'm confused. It's been so long. There was a Jimmy John. It's just been a while. And I would always think of the sandwich place, Jimmy John's. Do you plan to visit some of the other islands soon? Yes. Actually, I'm going to Apo Island Pigpen on September 5th. It's the island across from the ocean that David and I went to on our live stream. Zamboanguita, near Down, like last weekend or the weekend before that. So we're going to be going to Apo Island. Big question is it going to be a video from that, or am I going to be able to do a live? If I were to guess right now, that island probably does not have a tower there, but we'll find out. Uh, Bruce Wayne the Gray. Hello, Bruce Wayne the Gray. Your name looks familiar. Bruce Wayne the Gray. I think you've watched one of my local friends here in the Philippines, Bruce Wayne the Gray. Um, I don't know if it's Jet or April or uh, simply Pinay. One of the sisters here in Dumaguete or streamers, but you look very familiar, Bruce Wayne the Gray. I think you would be one of those. I've seen your name come up. I try to visit them whenever I can, just to support, but they live fairly close to here. Some up in Dumaguete, Baia City. Actually, April was here earlier. Lynn Angel. Yes, I have two sisters, one brother, Lynn Angel. Two sisters, one brother. Melinda, then me, Michael, obviously, then Leslie, then Jeffrey. 4 children all together. Bill has 7 siblings. Bill loved Jamaica. Yeah, I've been to Montego Bay, Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica. Is that a cruise ship behind you? That's like a roll-on, roll-off, something like that. Not literally like a cruise ship. And then that's like a cargo type of ship. And then that's the port there. But good question. I seem to be getting you at the tail end of your, when you start your walk, Anna. Anna, where do you live again? Like, what time is it? Where are you at? I'm trying to figure out. Maybe you're like West Coast or something. Maybe I actually started. I mean, I've been going long too. This is well over 2 hours. Diane says, "Have you learned any of the language?" A little bit, Diane. Just the good mornings, good afternoons, good evenings. Thank yous, your welcomes. Guapo means handsome. Guapa means beautiful for girl. You better know that here. There's other ones like to walk. You say lakao, that's walk. Ato sako, that means I'm going now. Salamat means thank you. You're welcome is walay sapayan. Good morning is maayong buntag. Good afternoon is maayong muto, which is from 12 to 1. Maayong hapon is like from 1 o'clock until it gets dark. And then once it's dark, around 6 or so, which good evening, that's maayong gabi. There's some other stuff. I keep like a little notebook. I do keep stuff, but practice makes perfect in anything. But when they speak to me in English, I always return it in Bisaya, and they like that. And it makes them smile. Plus, it gives me practice to learn. You should at least know the basics here, if you're especially going to live here. I mean, and they really appreciate it when you speak their language. They do. And it's like mutual respect. They say good morning in English. I say maayong buntag. It's fun. That's Alaska. Okay, then it's still early technically for you. It's okay, Anna. Whenever you find time, that's all that matters. Whenever you find time. Hey, Phil. Phil, you're up late. Kind of late, Phil. How you doing, my brother? Nice to see you again, as always. Tuesday, 1:52 in the afternoon. It's 90s, but it is kind of shady here now. I gotta eat though, Phil. I told everybody I was getting off soon, but I guess it was good that I stayed on. I got to see you. But nice to see you, Phil. As always, thank you for everything. You're a good-hearted person. Probably too good-hearted. Pigpen says, either way, I'll look forward to it. Oops. It's only 2 a.m. Only 2 a.m. When are you supposed to get up, Phil? When do you sleep? Bill says the worst is roofing on an angle and bent over nailing shingles. Yeah, that's manual labor. But then sometimes, like my grandfather, he was born in 1899. He lived till he was like 96, 97 and started working when he was 7 years old, according to him, which probably was true if he was born in 1899. And he said, he would always say he lived a long life because he worked a hard life. He did a lot of physical manual labor. And I remember him in his 80s into it till he died. He was always walking, walk. Um, that's why I believed walking is the longevity of life. But fishing in Alaska, then back to Utah. And I think I remember now the connection with Alaska, because you mentioned something about fish. We're talking about fish and stuff, Alaskan seafood, something. I remember that. Have you learned to like the food there, Michael? Mary Brits, I didn't even have to learn to like it. I love it. Now, I haven't tried balut. That's a delicatessen here. That's a snack. That's a appetizer, I guess. But chicken adobo, any type of adobo, but chicken adobo I prefer. I love the adobo. I eat everything here, like lumpia, tempura, shrimp tempura is really good. Pork sisig, inasal, the chicken. I mean, I didn't have to really learn to like it. I was always good, even at a young age, trying other foods. I wasn't a picky kid. Like, I liked onions and pickles and ketchup and mustard, whereas some of my siblings, they always had to have everything plain. No this, no that, no this, no that. Everything had to be plain. I was never picky. So that carried over into my life now, but no, I didn't have to learn to eat it. Lynn, I don't know where that yacht went. A long time ago it left. Sometimes other ones come in there and they drop anchor and hang out, and then they take their little, like, it looks like a little side motorboat to travel in. But anyway, everybody, I think I should wrap this up. Michael needs to go eat. It's 1:56 p.m. going on 2 o'clock. I should have no issues having to wait in line for anything, no matter what I choose. So if I would choose Melting Pot right now, the sushi place, I think I'd be okay. I don't think there'd be a waiting line at 2 o'clock, especially on a Tuesday. Diane's Ohio. So you would have been a next door neighbor and me in Pennsylvania. So you're 12 hours behind. I'm 12 hours ahead of you into the future, which sounds wild. Take care, Phil. God bless you always, my brother. Diane says they do have those places there with many, many vending machines with different things you could show us sometime. I'm open to showing anything and everything, Diane, when I can. The nature thing is one big thing, but I don't know. I need to look more into Starlink, because I really think that's my only true option when I'm at places that just don't provide tower coverage. And if I really want to make something of the nature stuff, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. It is more expensive monthly for Starlink. The device itself, I don't remember how much. Some people say it's better to buy the Starlink device in America than convert it here to whatever you need to do here in the Philippines. I don't know if that is an option unless I met somebody that was coming here, but we'll see. That would be my next step, is to go the route of a Starlink if I'm really gonna get hot and heavy into this nature exploring stuff and be able to share it with you guys. I just like right in the moment, no scripting, videos are fun. But there's more work involved. Not that I'm saying I don't want to edit. I just love being right in the moment live streaming. I think live streaming is so much more fun for everybody. Cool Kingman, what in the world are you doing? I thought you left. You are a little sneak blessing me again. No, I'm not going to hit you. I'm not. Sushi and balut on me, Sir Mike. I escaped a second. Don't get caught, Cool Kingman Chris, because if your wife knows that I'm corrupting you, then if I ever meet you and your wife someday, she's gonna be like, oh, you're that Michael, you're that castaway drift that was corrupting my husband. Don't be spending all the money on me. You need to share it with her. Have a good day, Mary Brits. Cool Kingman Chris, you're laughing. Your wife's gonna catch you, and then she's gonna blame me. But it's okay. I'll let her blame me. I'll take the fall for you because of everything you always do for me. Have a great lunch. Well, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go get sushi now. Um, I have to check the internet in or sometime. Maybe I just feel bad eating in front of people. I know people like to see me eat, but I just feel like, I don't know. It's like a, I don't know, like don't chew with your mouth full kind of thing, or your mouth open or whatever. Like, I don't know. Eating in front of people, like, I don't know. I just feel like that would be rude, disrespectful. But thank you for the blessing, Chris, as always. You should get free Starlink because of the advice you've given them. You have to do mukbang. What is mukbang? I should know this, but I don't. Cool King says, never, never will happen, sir. Shit, Elon Musk will dedicate. That would be nice if Elon would even care to even know my existence or acknowledge it. But all right, I gotta go. I'm at. Then you're going to be I like showing food just because I know it interests people, and people that are interested in the Philippines like to see what's available here. And it's not as, I don't know, some people may think maybe the food options aren't that great here. I think it's better than you think. And I think Philippine food's good. So like, I mean, I mix it up, you know. I probably eat more Japanese and Philippine food than anything here. Then occasionally mix it up. If I want a good quality burger, I go to Astoria or a non-fast food place. If I want pizza, Astoria. Now the place that David and I did go to that day in Zamboanguita, called Tropica Cafe, I have to admit during that live stream, the cream chicken, mashed potato, whatever I got, that was really good. That would be top 3 for me. I think Mustang is Indian. All right, I'm gonna Google it. Chris, you don't need to tell me. Eating videos. Yes, I eat cabbage, of course. That's good. That's healthy. That's good for a good gut microbiome. Right, Bill? All right, I'm gonna roll. God bless each and every one of you guys. Thank you for everything. Humbled each and every day. Honestly, I know you guys always thank me, but I'm thanking you because it takes 2 to tango, although it's a lot of us dancing together, not one-on-one. But have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Always appreciate everything you do for me. During the week, it's random, so until the next time. Weekends more frequently. Turn on your notification bell. Make sure it's turned on the right way, because some people think they have it turned on and then they say they don't get a notification. There's some other switch or something you need to do or initiate to make sure you get the notification when I do my random lives. And if you can make it, great. If not, that's okay too. But Bill, you have a great day too. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. Nice to meet you. Aloha, Chris. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody. Seriously, I can't thank you guys enough. Mary Brits, Possum, Dr. Red, the list goes on and on. Good night. But for me, I'm going for lunch. Good afternoon. God bless. See you later, all. See you, Siva Shan. See you, Sri Lanka. Yeah, they're good too. I have a friend here in the Philippines. It's from Sri Lanka. Okay, I gotta go. See you soon. Bye. Love you. Peace, love, happiness.